Hello, very good morning. Welcome to JS Testing Academy. Welcome to the next part of video in the Playwright for JavaScript series. In this video, we are going to see how to handle web tables with the help of Playwright with JavaScript. Okay, so for example, Orange CRM application where I have an admin 123. Okay, I click login button and I'll go and click this PIM, and then I click the employee list. If I click the right list, right, there is a table coming up. Okay, suppose, right, I want to get all the rows and print. Okay, so all the rows I want to get it and print it. How to do it with the help of Playwright with JavaScript? That is what we are going to see now. Okay, so now let's go and create a new JavaScript file. Okay, web table handling. Okay, .js. Okay, so I created one file, right web table handling .js. Okay, so instead of writing the code right all, I let me copy, go here and copy the previous code. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, now I'll go, for example, locators. Okay, so I'll go this one. Okay, then I will go and copy. Okay, now uh, what I'm going to do is, right, I'm just going to write first, right, import the Chromium right package from the Playwright. For we need to launch the Chromium browser, right? So for that we need to write launch the Chromium browser. For that we need a package. First we are importing it. Next one is we are using an async, right, for wait for, it is an inbuilt wait which we have in a Playwright, where we are going to do lot of operations like locate an element, go to an element, take a screenshot. For each condition or operation, it is going to wait by default. Okay, that's why we use async there. Next one is, first one is, right, we are launching the Chromium browser in headless state false, so it's going to run in foreground, not in the background. If I want to run in background, I'll give true. Okay, next one is I'm going to create a new page in the Chromium browser. Okay, so in the Chromium, I'll just launch a browser. Now I need to launch a new page here. For that, launching a new new page, I'll this. Before that, let me create a context also. Okay, a separate Chrome profile I will create. Context equal to await. Okay, await browser. Okay, new context. Okay, so I just create a new context, and this context I'm going to pass here for creating a new page. Okay, so first one is it launched a Chromium browser, and it created a new context, right, for doing separate uh, functions, right. And next one is I created a new page in that context. Now a blank page is opened in that particular browser, Chromium browser. Now I just launched the Orange HRM application. I'm going to this application, I'm going to launch it first, right. I'm going to launch the Orange HRM application. Already the URL is passed here, so here the Orange HRM login is been passed. Okay, now I need to let me write. Okay, now I want to enter the username. I can right click here. Already did this in the previous videos. Okay, in the locator videos, you can go and see. Now I am adding an input here. The tag name is input. Okay, and the attribute is name. I'm going for, there is no ID here, so I took a name as an attribute and value. Okay, so I passed it. This is a CSS selector example I told you in the previous video, and I'm passing the value into the username text box called as admin. Okay, so now I am using a next we need to do for password, right? I right click and name equal to password and input is equal to right, tag name is equal to input. Okay, I took an XPath here, so we can also take an CSS selector. Okay, so I'll enter fill here. That also will work. Let's go for the same one so that you're understanding. Okay, now right, I am just giving input name equal to password, and the password is admin123. Okay, so I entered admin123 here. Now I entered a username, I entered a password. Now I need to click the submit button. Okay, for that, if I locate it, I'll get two class names here, right? So I just for class name we need to give dot in the start of right. You can see the locator video right in our playlist, right? I gave a detailedly about this one. Okay, so now we have, if I inspected the login button, I had a class name. There are double classes, you can see a space between one class and another class. So for starting of a class name, I should give dot and first class name dot the second class name. I gave and dot click. So it's going to click the login button. Okay, and this is what I wrote in the previous video. Okay, now I'm just taking a screenshot. Let's focus on other things. Now what happens, this will go launch log into the application. Now admin 123, so it will log into the application now. One minute, I entered wrongly. Okay. Now, right, it didn't went here. Now we need to do two things. One is click PAMM. Next one is click the employee list. Okay. For that, we need to write a code now. For that, we need to write await. Okay. Page dot. Okay. And we need to click it, right. We can write in this way also. Page dot click, and right, we can directly write the locator here. Okay, let me go here, inspect it. Okay, so it's coming under the span here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, it has a text PIM. Let's play with the text. Okay, now what I'll do is, right, I'll give span. Okay, then colon has right, hyphen text, and then okay, now let me go here, copy the PIM here. So I'm just taking capturing the from the text in the DOM, and I'm clicking it. Okay, now span has text PIM, then you click that particular which is having the text PIM. Okay, same thing I can try for employee list also. I'll go here. For we need to click the employee list here. Okay. For that, I'll just inspect it. Okay, and it has a text employee list. Okay. So now, but it has a tag here. Okay. So I'll copy this one. Okay, it is having an a tag. Okay, and it is having an text that is employee list. This is how we can write able to locate with an text based in Playwright. Okay, so now it's going to click the employee list. Okay, first is going to click the PIM, right, and first is going to click this one, and next is going to click this one. Okay, so I added this. Now we need to go here to the table and fetch all the rows. Okay, so we need to write a code here for that one. Okay, now let's go. First we need to navigate, right. For that we should ask, right, Playwright to wait for some time till it gets selected. Okay, for that we need to write wait. Okay, page dot, we'll wait for that selector. Okay, wait for selector to be appeared. Okay, so it should appear, right, the table should get appeared. Okay, for that it needs to wait. Okay, let me go there, inspect it. Okay, let's take with the body here. Okay, so I'll give right, start tag is div here. So let me go div dot body. Okay, so it waits until it gets selected, the table is getting selected and appeared. Okay, now we went into the table now, so now we need to get all the rows. Okay, so we should get all the rows of the table. Okay, for that you should write await, no sorry, let's store it with a constant. Okay, rows equal to, we need to get the right, all the rows. Await page dot locator. Okay, and right, we need to give in double quotes. Okay, so we need to fetch the rows here. Okay, now let me inspect it. Okay, in body we need to go to the cards. Okay, we need to get all the rows, so I'll give, okay, div dot. Okay, so first I need to go to the, in the table I need to go to the body. Okay, in body I need to get all the rows. Okay, so all the rows is class name card, right, so I'll give this. Okay, so wait, page dot locator, and right, we need here, right, so I'm just going here to the table, and I need to get all the fetch, right, all the rows. Okay, so for that I'm just going to give go dot table dot body dot card. Okay, so in the body we are going and fetching all the cards. Okay, so now I'm just right, right, stored, right, right, located all the rows from the table, and I stored it in a right, right, small variable, right, rows. Now I need to print all the rows. Okay, for that let's go to console dot log, console dot rows dot log. Okay, now rows dot length. Okay, so console log total rows dot length. Okay, now what happens, right, it will right, take the rows, and it will right, print the length. Okay, so now it's going to print the length of the rows now. Okay, now we need to write iterate and get all the rows unprinted. Okay, so now we are going to iterate it and get all the rows. Now what happens, right? It located all the rows, count the total rows, and it stored it in rows, and it's going to print how many rows are there. Okay, now let's go for loop. Okay, now it's going to give let. Okay, let I equal to 0, I less than rows dot length. Okay, so just check the rows dot length is less than the I. Okay, now it's going to increment it. Okay, so I'm just using a for loop now. Okay, now const row equal to rows dot I. Okay, now I'm just taking going to the column now. Okay, wait. So first rows, then the column, the cells. I need to go and right go to the cell now. Okay, now await row columns equal to await row. Okay, dot in row. I need to go and fetch the cells. Okay, now for example, there is a row there. You have a cell difference, right? I need to capture all the data and print it, right? For that, I'll give double quotes. Go here. Okay, so I'm in this first row, right? In that, I am going to go to the cell. Okay, so now I need to give oxt. Okay, one minute. I need to catch the value, right? 1 minute. Okay, now let me try this one. Div dot. Okay, I'll capture this one. Cell. Okay, so what happens now, in the row it will capture the cell, and it's going to get all the contents of the cell, right? There is one method called as get all contents. So in the cell, right, for example, right, it will fetch all the contents of that particular, right, in the row, in the cell it will get all the contents. Okay, and it's going to store it in calls. Okay, now I need to print it, right? Console.log. Okay, first is going to write print the row number. We need to print the row number, which row number and which cell. Okay, for example, row number and what are the cells there. Okay, for that I'll give dollar. Okay, I'll give I plus 1, and then it this one prints the row number. Okay, dynamic rows, it's going to take it and it's going to print it. Okay, now I'm going to give, instead of this one, I'll go take a curly bracket. Okay, now I'll go and give single quotes call start So we need to join all the cells but segregate with an right some pipeline. Okay, so I'll give join. Okay, in this I need to right segregate one cell right and another cell right. For that I'll give an pipeline. Okay, so it's going to segregate right the first row number and the row number, it will print it. Next one is right, and it's going to join all the cells. Okay, so we have cells right 0 to 95, this one it's going to join all the cells and it's going to have a pipeline between one cell and another cell. Okay, so now I'm going to do this one. I'll give a semicolon. Okay, now I'll close the browser. I'll take the screenshot. Table.png, it will capture the png right screenshot. So page.screenshot path orange table.png, it's going to right capture the screenshot and it's going to take a full page, wait for timeout and close the browser. Okay, now let's save this one and navigate to the test folder, node. Okay, and web table handling dot JS. Okay, so launch a Chromium browser and it's going to launch the RNGHRM URL. It launched, but it's getting some error here. Okay, so locator there is an issue. Minute, let's go. Input. Sorry, I'll take remove that. Okay, let me run it. So it launched the username and password. Click the login button. Click the employee list and it took the right this one, but still there is an error in the code. Okay, let's go. Rows dot right rows less than rows dot length. Okay, okay, okay. It's taking the length and it's going to increment. Let's save it and run again. It launched the orange charm URL now. Enter the username and password. Click PM employee list. It went into the table. Okay, and but it's telling undefined. Okay, okay. 1 minute. Give a minute. Okay, total rows is undefined. Okay, wait. Page rows. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Body card, right? Okay, Let me change and write. Okay, div oxt table body. Okay, and space, right, I'll give div dot oxt table card. Okay, so I'm just giving. Okay, uh, 1 minute. Div the tag name oxt table body, and div tag name, that is oxt table card. Okay, let me try this one. Let's see it's working. So it's launched the orange charm URL. Entered username and password. Okay, now still it's the same issue. Total rows undefined. Okay, so I missed one thing. I need to get all the rows, right. For that I need to give all here. Okay, so I need to get all the rows and store it in rows, right. I did miss this method or dot all. Okay, let me save it. Let's try it running now. It did click employee list. It took the total row now. Okay, 1 minute. Still there is some issue. Row locator, all text contents, right? Okay, 1 minute. All text contents, row dot locator. Okay, and it's going to take all text contents. Okay, dot cell await dot row dot locator constant. Okay, let's try this. Dot all text contents. Okay, let me give this one. Let me save now. Node web table handling .js. Okay, so it launched the orange HRM Chromium browser, orange HRM login. Okay, it should enter the username and password. It clicked it, clicked PM, clicked employee table. Now it fetched all the rows. Okay, now we can see, right, it fetched all the rows. Okay, so right, you can see all the rows is been printed now. Okay, in the table. Okay, so this is how, right, we can handle the web table with the help of Playwright with JavaScript. Okay, so first, right, what we did is, it's printed all the rows. Can able to see, right, it did print all the rows here. Okay, so now this is how, right, we can handle, right, um, web table in the Playwright with JavaScript. Okay, for that, first, right, what we need to do is, right, we need to go and launch the right Chromium browser first, and you should use async for waiting. Then we need to give Chromium, launch the Chromium browser, create a new context, separate right Chrome profile to create a new page. Then I created a new page, launch the orange HRM URL, enter the username, right, with the CSS selector locator, then the password, then with the help of class name, double class name, so I segregated one class name, another class name, and they gave a dot before the class name value. Okay, then I click the PAM with the help of a text. I use tag name, and I use hashtags for entering the text of PIM, and same with the employee list. And first, right, I just waited for that to that particular element table to be visible and appeared. For that, I use a selector, wait for selector method, and I did it. And next one is I captured all the rows in the table with the help of locator, and our dot all method. It is used to capture all the rows and keep it in a reference called as rows. Then I need to, if I want to write count, right, how many rows it has been printed, I can give write rows there. Okay, so if I want to print, right, how many rows I want to write printed, I need to give one row here. For that, I just gave rows dot length. Then I iterated I equal to 0, I less than rows dot length, and it's right, it iterated. For example, there are 20 rows, it's going to iterate 20 times, and it's going to get all the rows and the cells, and it's going to print it. Okay, so each time it's going to increment, and it's going to take the rows and store it in row. I'm going to say go and find the cell, and get all the contents. I'm going to get all the contents here. Okay, now right after that, I'm just going to print the what is the row we have. And next one is, and I'm going to join the cells with a right pipeline symbol. I just segregated one cell and then another cell, and it's going to print this one. Then I close the browser, and wait for some time, took a screenshot and close the browser. Okay, let me rerun the program again. Okay, it's printed all the rows here. Okay, you can able to see it's printed all the rows. There are some 50 rows, and it's printed all the rows. Okay, so this is how we can handle a web table with the help of Playwright with JavaScript. Hope this video is useful for you, right, and you learned something out of this video. Thanks for watching this video. Meet you soon the very next video. Bye, have a nice day.